Hello everyone, today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about spirituality. What does spirituality mean and what does it look like to be spiritual, living a spiritual life in this modern day and age? Let's dive in. Firstly, we need to break down the word spirituality. It obviously derives from the word spirit. Now, did you know that the word spirit means in Sanskrit simply to love? I think that's amazing. The first time that I heard that, it just really made sense to me. At the time, I was undergoing a remarkable awakening, and I was following the love crumbs, as I like to say, trying to find my tribe. There was this calling in my heart. I needed to be somewhere with certain people. There was a certain teaching or teacher and teachings that I was looking for that resonates with my heart and who I truly am as a soul. And on the journey along the way, I found that in the New Age movement and a lot of people out there complicated spirituality a lot. And although there was a lot of good things, I learned a lot on that journey until I found where I was meant to be and got sucked into place. I did really feel that people were making it complicated, and there was a lot of superiority. There was a lot of superiority and entitlement. Like, I'm God's gift to the world because I'm working on myself and I'm a bit more aware than the average person, so I'm amazing, and I'm a light worker, so I don't need to do anything to pay my bills because God's just going to write me a check and bow down to me because I've had a few more lives than the average person. That's not being spiritual. So for me, when I heard that in Sanskrit, spirit means to love, it just made sense to me, because for me, spirituality and being spiritual is all about love. It's all about being the best lover that you can be. And when I say be the best lover that you can be, I'm not talking about sex. Love and sex aren't the same thing. Sex is a very loaded word. Lover is a very loaded word, and there's a lot of misconception out in the world generally about sex and love. But absolutely there is a lot of misconception in the spiritual world as well about the role and purpose of sex. So when I talk about being the best lover that you can be, nothing to do with sex. Of course, you can have absolutely amazing sex that increases and enhances love for both parties, and that's the ideal. That's what it's meant to be. It's meant to be two sovereign, loving beings coming together and communicating with each other. So both are enhanced and there is more love because of that interaction. But of course, you know that there can be loveless sex, and some sex can cause great harm. So love and sex, not the same thing. So I just want to be really clear about that. When I'm talking about being the best lover that you can be, I'm talking about being the best person that you can be. I'm talking about working on developing and cultivating qualities of love in your heart and really embodying those qualities and bringing that to your life. Doing your best to bring love to everything that you do. Being spiritual isn't something that you just do once a week. Like go to church, or you go to your workshop once a week, or whatever, you go to your spiritual class once a week. To really be spiritual and to be living from a place of spirituality is to be the best lover all the time. It's not just a recreational pastime. It can be, and that's stepping stones, yet ultimately spirituality is all about living in the culture of love. It's developing qualities such as compassion, unconditional love, acceptance, generosity, abundance, joy, humility, and bringing ourselves to everybody in our life and everything that we're involved in a very uplifting and loving way. Being the best lover that we can. So our whole life and everything that we do and are involved in is about love. It's about creating more love, expressing love, grounding and expressing love, evoking love. Because at the end of this life, there's only one thing that counts, and is the world a better place because of you? Is there more love on the planet because you've just lived a life? And there is script. There is text about Egypt and a gatekeeper being at the end of a life that you meet, and you get asked two questions. Did you find inner peace? Yes or no? If yes, did you help others find inner peace? Or how many people did you help find inner peace? Either yes or no. Have you been the best lover that you can be? Have you created peace? Have you come from a place of unity and oneness? Have you stood up in the face of adversity? Have you lived a courageous life, or have you fallen trapped to cowardice and selfishness and egoic ways, hedonism? Very easy to do in this day and age because we are flooded all the time with what it is to be happy, and often that has nothing to do with being spiritual or bringing love to the world. So I like this simple approach, and on my journey to finding my tribe and the teachings that worked for me, I met a lot of people. I was involved in a lot of healing modalities, learning healing modalities and workshops, and reading lots of books and texts, and meeting people and following the love crumbs, as I like to say, to my home, to getting sucked in place. Very helpful. Learned a lot of stuff, wonderful. And my sense was that people complicated it a lot. I like the simple approach. I feel in this day and age, what we need is people living ordinary lives in an extraordinary way. So people from all walks of life doing normal things, yet doing it extraordinarily. And that means bringing all those qualities that I've talked about to your workplace. Doesn't matter if you're a plumber, a nurse, a CEO, a labourer, whatever you are, a teacher. That's how we change a world, by people from all walks of life embodying the change that they really want to see. Not just thinking about that, but truly, what do I want to see more in the world? Well, if you see it and you think the world needs more of it, you have two choices. You can complain about it, which just adds fuel to that thing. If you're judging it, oh, there's so much violence in the world, or there's so much segregation in the world, and this is bad and this isn't right, and all you're doing is adding fuel to that thing that you don't like. Mother Teresa said, I won't go to an anti-war rally, but I would go to a pro-peace rally. What you focus on grows, and that's really important. So a lot of people feel like they're helping when they're getting really upset about the atrocities that they see in the world, but they're really not. We want to focus on what we want to see in the world and put our energy into that. It's not about rose-coloured glasses either. We need to see clearly the devastation that's happening in the world, and the segregation and the destruction of nature and all those things which aren't ideal, and they're definitely not about love and upliftment and the evolution of this sphere. But there's one thing to be aware of that, truly aware of that, and it's another thing to judge that heavily and then therefore just be part of the problem. So what do you want to see more of in the world? Focus on that. If it is more love, then you bring more love. And that's what it's all about to me. That's what it is. Spirituality is about love, grounding and expressing love. At the end of the life, is there more love on the planet because you lived? Is the world better because you lived? If you want to make it better, then be a great lover.